Hello, and welcome back to Wednesday's version of Let's Talk Chicago Bears. I just did a show 2 days ago, and now I'm back. That's what happens when you have a Thursday night game, right? You're stuck with me a couple days apart. I don't even know if anybody will watch it. Um, so yeah, we're going to talk today about the Bears and tomorrow night's Thursday night game against the Washington Commanders. Right? Yeah. So, welcome back. I'm glad you're back. Let's get started, huh? So, we're playing Washington tomorrow in Soldier Field, tomorrow night on Thursday night. And actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about the record of the Bears on Thursday night. I looked that up, and because I was curious to see. I know Sunday and Monday nights they don't seem to play that well, but the Bears, excuse me, still getting over my virus. The Bears' record on Thursday night, they played 53 times. They've won 28, lost 23, and tied twice. So they're actually over 500 on Thursday night. So let's keep that going, right? Let's rock and roll. But let's get on to the game, right? So the Bears are playing Washington. Washington is 4-1. The Bears are 2-3. So the Bears, in my opinion, should beat them, especially after the second half of last week's game. If they come out playing like that in the first half, they have a good chance. That's the problem, though. Therein lies the problem: is the Bears are a second half team. They don't seem to play the first half. So, well, that's got to change because you can't keep going like that in the NFL. It will totally catch up with you, and you'll start to have blowouts because when you start playing good teams. So the Bears have got to come out of the gate strong on Thursday night, and they've really got to play the whole 60 minutes from beginning to end. Now, these two teams, Washington, and they were actually the Washington Redskins until, did they change the name last year? Last year, yeah. So basically, Washington has played the Bears 51 times. These two teams have played, including seven postseason games, so they've been in the playoffs a lot together. Unfortunately, Chicago's losing the battle here, but not by much. The games are basically the Bears have won 24 and Washington has won 26, and they tied once. So we're right there. So let's make it 25 tomorrow night, right? Wins. So let's compare the overall offensive teams together. So Washington, pass wise, is passing an average of 252 a game, which puts them 10th in the league. And you know damn where the Bears are. I don't even have to tell you. They've been averaging 116 yards pass a game, and they're 32nd, dead last. Now, we beat them on the rush for sure. They're averaging Washington about 89 yards a game, which puts them 28th in the league. We're averaging about 157th, which puts us 5th in the league. I'd like to see that running game get going out better this week. We did not even break 100 yards last week with Fields, Herbert, and Montgomery. We just didn't. And so I'd like to see that change this week. So we're beating them there. Everything else is close. They give up about an average, they score, about an average of 18 points a game, which puts them 27th. God, Lynn. Let's try that again. Points that they score per game is an average of 18. That puts them in 26th in the league. Bears are scoring an average of 17 a game, and that puts them 27th in the league. The defense is giving up an average of 25 points, and we're giving we're giving up an average of 21. So that puts us at 15. And you know what? I didn't seem to put down what Washington's was. So, oh yeah, I did. I'm having a rough start to this show. Have you noticed? It's because I just did a show 2 days ago, and I'm doing another show in 3 to 4 hours. But yeah, they said that they give up an average of 25 points a game, Washington. But the places I look to get my information, They said they were sixth. Well, that's not right because the Bears are giving up an average of 21 points a game, which is less, and they're 15th. So they've got to be probably 20th or something like that. So we won't worry about that. So they're pretty close, except for the run and the pass. They're much better at passing. We're much better at running. But after seeing again the second half of last week's game, if Justin can just stay relaxed as he was last week, as that's been seems to be the big difference between one week to another and one half to another, is he settled down and relaxed, and that's really what everyone's probably that's what everyone's been screaming for him to do, is settle down, relax, see the field in front of you. The game actually was probably too fast for him, even though this is his second year in the league, but he's in a different scheme, different players, different receivers, different offensive linemen. So he was seeing the game. The game was just too fast for him. Now it seems like, in the second quarter of last week and then the second half of the game, he slowed the game down. So if he can come out and do that, maybe we can get some passing yards in there, but we'll see. So let's talk about the defenses, the team defenses. The defense, Washington has 14 sacks to our 8. So the offensive line better be on their game because you got to hold these guys. And, their coach, Ron Rivera, is a defensive coordinator that's what he started out as, and he was also a defensive player. So he's going to have these guys playing. But that's the only statistic they're beating us defensive-wise. Interceptions, they only have 1. We have 5. They have 1 forced fumble. We have 10 forced fumbles, but they did not recover that fumble. And out of the 10 forced fumbles that the defensive's caused, they've only gotten 3 back. So I'd like to see our defense get a little bit closer to that. If you're going to force the fumbles, get them, right? But, excuse me. But our defense does, except for the sack wise. I'm thinking we're much better. So let's hope, right? So quarterback. Let's talk about their individual players. Their quarterback is Carson Wentz. He's been around the league a little bit now. He was with Philadelphia, Indianapolis, and now he's with Washington. And he has passed so far for 1,390 yards, which is not bad. He has also rushed for 77 yards, so he can take off, so our defense has to be aware of that. He has thrown 10 touchdowns with 6 interceptions, so he is vulnerable to throwing the interceptions. So the defense, it's something to look at and see if we can get in his face. He's been sacked more than Justin Fields, if you can believe it, by only a couple times, though. So it seems like his line sucks, too. He's been sacked 20 times. And so that's not good. So we've got 2 seemingly bad offensive lines. Their leading rusher is A. Gibson. Gibson has 179 yards in passing, and their next best running back is the quarterback, Wentz. So their running game isn't spectacular, so which is a good thing for the Bears defense because they can't stop the damn run. I'm just saying, okay? And the quarterback, the running back has 2 touchdowns. Their wide receiver, McLaurin, he has 327 yards receiving with 1 TD. And then their second leading receiver is Samuel with 281 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. So, it isn't spectacular except for, Carson Wentz can throw the ball. Rush-wise, I'm not really worried because if that trend continues, then we're not really going to worry about that. But, of course, our defense can't stop the run. And it sounds like they have a bad offensive line, which is definitely good for us. I'd like to see our defensive players get some more sacks. I don't know what my problem is today. I am totally off my game. I am not used to doing this show on a Wednesday. Too funny. When you get out of your pattern, you see, things just... Of course, I'm old, too, Okay, let's talk about our quarterback. Not so pretty. He's not throwing 1,390 yards, I can tell you that. He's got, Justin Fields has 679 yards. He has rushed for 194 yards on his run. He has 3 touchdowns with 4 interceptions. So I really want to see him flip that narrative and get more touchdowns with less interceptions. And he's been sacked 18 times. Carson Wentz 20 times, him 18. So you know both teams, as I said, have bad offensive lines. Then our next running back is our leading running back. And to me, in my opinion, it's because Montgomery went down for a couple games. He was out. But Herbert, who I love, I think he's an awesome backup, number 24. He has 328 yards rushing, which isn't bad, and 3 touchdowns. Our next leading running back is Fields with 194, but again, Montgomery was out 2 games. And Montgomery, number 32, David Montgomery, comes in with 179 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. So I'd really like to see our run game get going because, as I said earlier, we did not have a good game last week as far as the running game went. So let's see that improve this week, you know. And then if you get the running game going, it helps Justin. It opens up the field for play action, for short passes, and maybe a long one, a couple here and there, right? So let's hope that we get this running game going. Then our leading receiver, Mr. Mooney, number 11, has 173 yards, but he doesn't have any touchdowns. And actually, 173 yards for Mooney is not good. So we need to change that too. He's got to be there for his quarterback. He's got to get open, and if his quarterback is running around, he needs to be aware and come back into the field and help his quarterback. The next leading receiver is number 19, St. Brown. He has 110 yards with 1 touchdown. Again, same with St. Brown. He has got to help Fields out. So let's hope they do. And then number 85, Cole Kmet is our tight end. It's nice seeing him the last couple games get into this game. Into the game is 101 receiving yards, which is terrible still. But he's getting involved, and that's huge because we really, really need him. There's some good news on the injury front. Jalen Johnson, number 33, our cornerback, who has been out all but 1 game, he is finally back, going to be back tomorrow night. Unless something happens today, but yesterday and Monday he did full practices. So that is a huge thing because now you've got Jalen Johnson, and they're not going to pick on him as much. They're going to pick on their rookie Gordon. And but that's good. And it's good for many reasons because they don't have 2 sides of the field to throw on. And it's going to get Gordon more experience, and we need it because each week I see a little improvement with him, and he's number 6. And he's a rookie, and I see a lot of and the more he gets throws and the more he's involved, the better he's going to get. I really do believe he's going to be good. We just need the experience. And so that is just a good thing that Jalen Johnson is back. And K. Neal Harry, he is coming back. He is number 8, I believe, and he has not played since he's this whole season. So we got him in the offseason. We signed him, but I'm really excited to see him because he could make the difference. If this guy can go up and get the ball like the Bears thought he would do when they signed him in the offseason, then you've got him as your number 1, and you got Mooney as your number 2, or you could do either way. I don't care. I love Mr. Mooney. I just don't see him as a number 1. I see him as a solid number 2. So maybe Harry can give Fields another target, and let's hope. So those 2 guys coming back are huge, one on defense and one on offense. So let's really hope that we see a spark. Could really, really help Justin, right? So, let me talk a little bit about Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera is their head coach. And Ron, as most should know, they may not, Ron played for the Bears in the 80s, and he played 80s and into the 90s. He played 9 seasons with the Bears, and he was on the 85 Super Bowl Bears. Yeah, he was. And then he became a head coach he was a head coach. Well, at first Ron was our defensive coordinator on the Bears under Lovie Smith for 2 years, 2004 to 2006. But he got fired. Lovie and him. The story goes that in the 2006 Super Bowl against Indy, in that pouring rainstorm in Miami, that at halftime Ron Rivera and Lovie Smith, the head coach, got into a altercation. They disagreed on how to run the defense, and Ron lost. And after the Super Bowl game, he got fired. So, so after that, Ron became the head coach for the Carolina Panthers from 2011 to 2019. And when he was their head coach in Carolina, he had the most wins for a head coach in Carolina's history. He still got fired in 2019. He got fired during the season in 2019. He didn't even make it to the end. And then in 2020, he joined the Washington Commanders. And I'm telling you right now, he is going to have his team ready for this game. He used to be a Bear. He got fired from the Bears. He's a defensive guy. They're going to come to play. They are going to come to play. So the Bears have got to be prepared, right? So, as I was saying, so with these guys coming back, Jalen Johnson, it's going to help our defense a lot, I believe. And if our defense can stop the run, it doesn't seem like they've got a huge running attack. So, but that don't mean nothing if you can't stop the run. You can make bad teams look good, right? That would be good. And if we can get in Carson Wentz's head and his face and try to make him make mistakes, guarantee he's going to throw an interception or two on tomorrow night because he can play. He's got some but he did. He was on a Super Bowl team, although he didn't play that game. Playing the Super Bowl on Philly when he was on the team, but he played. He won them like 12 games that year when Philly went to the Super Bowl, and then he got hurt in December, and that's when that idiot that the Bears had a couple years ago. I can't think of his name. He had his 15 minutes of fame, and the Philadelphia won the Super Bowl. So, anyways. We need the defense to step up and get in his face. They need a rush on this game. And if this offensive line is bad as I think it is, okay, Bears, here's your chance, right? Offensively, we need our line to step up because we don't want to give away sacks, okay? And as I said, Ron Rivera is a defensive-minded guy, so he's going to have his defense balling for sure. I guess they've had some problems offensively. Well, obviously, they're 1-4. But he's going to have them playing. So our offensive line has got to give Justin time, as we always say. And with Justin slowing down the game in his mind and relaxing, if he can keep that up, then we're headed in the right direction, and you're going to see improvement each week from Justin. And you're going to see more of these passes that we know he can throw and these receivers. And with Harry being back, that'll help because it's going to help Mooney and it's going to help Harry. And then you can use the other guys, St. Brown and all those other guys. And Pettis, although I'm not a Pettis fan at all, he drops so many passes that are sent to him. Bench him, baby. And do not play number 17 in this game. He caused the touchdown last week to be called back when Justin Fields ran that ball in, that awesome run for 7 yards for a touchdown. And it was called back because of 17 on a penalty. And then we all know what 17 did at the end of the game. Instead of going out of bounds trying to get extra yards, when we needed him to go out of bounds, the ball gets stripped, game over, we lose. Bench that jerk. Don't even activate him for tomorrow, for crying out loud. Okay, so my threes. You know I say it every time before a game. You got to win the penalty battle, 5 or less. Time of possession, huge. As you know, it keeps your offense on the field, your defense off the field. It keeps their defense on the field and their offense off the field. And that's what you want to do. And you got to score every time you hold the ball, Bears. Preferably touchdowns, okay? I'm just saying. I love Carlos Santos. He's a great kicker, but really? And if you do those three things, oh, and the third one, see, I'm off. Penalties, time of possession, and takeaways. If you win the turnover battle, you're golden. So if we can win these three, we have a damn good chance to win that game, if not win it down. So let's do it this week. We have not done well in these categories. It's like we do good in one or we do in two, but we got to get them going. So I think the Bears have a good chance in this game. I don't predict wins and losses on this show. I'm not good at that, and I don't like doing it. But we saw such improvement in the second quarter and then the second half last week. And like I said, if the Bears can come out playing hard like they did then, we've got a great chance. But we know that they don't do that. So you can't come out and have a penalty on your first play, Bears offense, and you got to stop the run. Okay? And then we'll go after the pass from there. But so come on, Bears, you can do this. I know you can. Do the hits. His hits philosophy. Hits. Intense play. Takeaways and situational smart football. That's what we need them to do tomorrow. So let's get that hits in there. Let's go, Bears. So that's my take on this game. Again, like I said, I think we could win it. It's at home. But regardless, at the end of the day, what the score is, like last week, if we see improvement, I want to win. I want to beat this team on Thursday, really. I really, really, really want this win because we're going to have the schedule is going to start getting a little tougher. And there's games we're just not going to be able to win. Although you never know. As I've said, anybody can be beaten on any given Sunday. And that is the fact. Look what happened to Green Bay last week. Go Giants. Go Giants. So, Bears, I told you what they got to do. So, you know what they got to do? Let's frickin' do it and win this game. And then it gives you momentum. And it gives these players confidence, especially Justin Fields. He needs to have a good game tomorrow night. I think he does that. The future's bright. I really, really believe it. So let's see. Let's see what happens, right? I want to thank you all for watching me as always. And don't forget on Thursday mornings, late Wednesday nights, which is today because in another 3.5 hours I'm doing another show. Check me out if you're not tired of seeing this face, my father's face on a woman's body. Not fair. If you don't mind seeing it again, I do a show. I do a podcast. The tag name is Bears Country Podcast, and the show name is The Down Low with Dan and Lynn. I know. So it usually drops late Wednesday night, or you can see it tomorrow, Thursday morning. But, let everybody know how wonderful I am on this show and that show, so I can get my viewers. I'm at 290, I think 2 now, or is it 291? Whatever. I'll say I'm 8 away from 300 subscribers. I know you're probably laughing at me because other people have like thousands. Hey, man, 300 people subscribe to my show. I'm digging it. I am digging it. So tell people to watch my show and subscribe so I can hit over 300 and over. And then my next goal is 400. All right? Come on now, people. This is me. All right. As always, be kind. Love one another. Stop hate. Smile at people. Smiling is just the best. Better than frowning. I know, look at that. Look at it. You get a double chin, you get wrinkles. I mean, it's just not a good look, especially not on this old lady. And just help people out. We're in this together. Please. And you guys are Bears fans, and Bears fans are the best freaking fans in the country. Right on, baby. And then on that note, go Bears, and keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. I'll see you on Friday after the show, after the win. And if they win, I'll sing The Bears victory song. I know, you can't wait. I know it. So, again, keep on rocking and rolling from Vegas, baby. Bye bye.